Hello, beautiful brothers and sisters. So I'm going to do a chakra meditation, a chakra balancing meditation, where I vibrate a different vibration or a different sound for each chakra, each energy center. And so I'm following the Jonathan Goldman's chakra chants vibrations because they've been mathematically designed or realized to help facilitate the highest rate of vibration for each energy center. Like it's kind of like finding the acoustics in the center of a room. They did a lot of science to figure out where the best acoustics were for our body. And so I use those same tones and they resonate the most. And you can actually feel the different notes or the different tones vibrating that area of space, so you can test it. And so it's not just a hypothesis like that's made up, it's an actual true situation that you can test yourself. So it's because there's a lot of hearsay and there's a lot of made up information in this universe. It's a lot of unknowing expressing unknowing, and it can cause a lot of insanity for all of us. And so a good way to figure out if something is truly true is, does it resonate? And if it resonates, it's literally like a vibration of the being in those certain areas. And so when I produce a certain note for each chakra, I can feel it vibrating in that area of space. And so it's an easy way to test. And you can even put your hand in those different areas of space to help feel the vibration too. So the meditation I'm going to do, because I'm not 100% sure how long I can record, and so I'm not going to do 7 notes. Usually I do 7 notes for each chakra. I do 7 notes starting from the root to the crown, and then I do 7 breaths in silence from the crown down to the root. And I explain it in this way. When the reason why I do from the root up to the crown is kind of like you take a glass of water and it has sediment in it from all the different elements, and the heavy stuff always sinks to the bottom and the light stuff always on the top. The less dense and the dense in the bottom, the less dense in the top. And so what I do is I start vibrating the bottom where it's the densest, and that murks up the water. And then I go up the next level of space, the band of the rainbow basically, exactly. And I do the next area of space, and then the next area of space, the next area of space, the next area of space. And what it does is it really murks up the glass of water. It really gets everything shaking, everything vibrating. And then what I do with the breaths in silence is I pour pure, clean, cool water down in the center of the glass. And what that does is kind of like putting your finger in a glass, it pours over. And when it pours over, it's cleaning all those different sediments and those vibrations out of your magnetic field. So there's a lot of misconceptions about energy building in this universe, about like, let's go to the earth, let's pull up all this energy from the earth, pull it up. That's the same principle as taking a glass of water and drinking it. Once you drink the glass of water, it's empty. We want to actually reverse our energy building techniques to that of the life principle rather than the death principle. And the life principle is, rather than just drinking from the glass of water, you fill the glass of water up from another jug, from another source, and as you fill up that glass of water, it bubbles over. And that bubbling over is the energy that you function from. It's not the way that you just drink from the glass and then it's empty. Because that's a death principle. The other way is a life principle. And so with this meditation, we're incorporating that. We're murking up our glass of water, vibrating everything up, getting everything just so it's all kind of sharing and misting the space, and then pouring in clean water, clean energy, and that bubbles out all the insanity. Okay? So yes, I love you. I love you as myself. Blessings. This is a very, very powerful technique, and this is you taking you into your own hands. This is not allowing other outside stimuli to change your vibration. This is about learning to master your own oscillation. Okay? So the root tone is a very guttural sound. It's a very low sound. Okay? And so when you vibrate that vibration, you can feel it in your perineum. Your perineum is the the space of skin between, it is your lowest energy center. It is the space of skin between your anus and your testicles or your vaginal opening if you're a female. And so that area, that perineum, and diaphragmatic breathing, if you've heard of it, diaphragmatic breathing is when you breathe from your perineum. You actually pull from your perineum, and they call it pranic breathing also. And yes, so when we vibrate that area of space, you feel it vibrating, and it's the sound. Okay. And I'm going to be doing 3 tones for each chakra, and then I'll do 3 breaths and sounds for each chakra. Okay, so the dantian, or the sacral chakra, which is, and this, there's a misconception that the chakra is like on the top of the body. It's like, here's your chakra. Well, actually your chakra is the center of your body, your column of energy. So here's your truncal column, right? The direct center of it is where your energy center is. Because it's kind of like our bodies are swirling energy of like movement of energy, swirling of energy, and it functions around the center column of a tornado, exactly like a tornado is, and that center column is where our energy centers reside. And so when you're vibrating the area of space, you want to try to put your concentration at each energy center. So you're putting your focus in that space, because when you're focusing on something, you're also changing its movement. So when I'm putting my energy, or my focus onto my energy center, my dantian, I'm literally vibrating it just by looking at it. Then I add sound. And the sound is ooh. It's an ooh sound. Ooh. Okay? And the solar chakra, which is basically exactly where your solar plex is, but in the center of your truncal column, is an O sound. So the next vibration is your heart center. It is the direct center of where your breastplate is. So it's just to the right of your heart, and it's the direct center of your truncal column. And that sound is awe. And it's very fitting that all the God names, Buddha, Allah, Krishna, God, they all have awe in them. And because awe is heart expansion, heart opening, and heart center living is the only place that true gods function from. Yeah, so it's like we're all God, but a lot of us are very imbalanced or out of balance, and so we don't function from the heart center. And because we don't function from the heart center, we have really no power. It's like if you want to be strong and push boulders, you have to build up that strength, and so learning to live from the heart center is where you get your strength from. And so the way to tune into that is your awe. So the next vibration is your throat chakra, and because we're getting into a narrow channel, and it's the in between your truncal column, your body column, and your head cavity, the vibrations are shifting between 2 different notes. So you're taking a note, you're starting at a note and shifting into another note. It's kind of like you're driving through something in a way. It's kind of like you're taking a vibration, moving it through, and that's like you're traveling through that column, that channel that is where your throat center is. And so the note is I, E. So it's like I, and I'll do it. Sorry, my bad. I went too high at the start. Just 1 second. starting at a vibration, you're moving up. Okay, and then the pineal gland, which is the direct center of your head. It is like it's literally your third eye. It functions like an eye. It produces serotonin, melatonin. I know it produces melatonin. I'm pretty sure it produces serotonin. There's a lot of science around our function of our bodies and stuff, and the more you can learn about the chemical function and the electrical function, the better off you are. So I have so much to learn. So I just urge all of us to learn as much as possible, because my children perish for lack of knowledge, and so the more information you have, the better everyone functions. Okay, so because we're stepping in or starting to focus or vibrate in a smaller cavity, sound speeds up because it's a smaller cavity so it's like it's quicker, and so you're hitting a higher note to vibrate that area of space. Like here is lower, here is higher, and so the vibration is a high A. So if you do these right, you will feel that area of space vibrating. And I'm not joking, you will feel it, and you'll be like, oh, I'm hitting that space. It's kind of like when you do a certain, let's say you're working at your biceps at the gym, or you're doing some squats or something. You will feel your muscles, the grouping of muscles that you're working. You will feel them working. It is the same when you do vibrational therapy. You will feel the area of space that you're choosing to vibrate. You'll feel it, and the better you get at it, the more able you will just at will just tune your body, like tune up all your energy centers, make any area of your space vibrate. I'm still have lots of work to do, but eventually that's where we're all going to be, because we'll be our own master physician. We'll be our own master doctor. We won't have to do any outside healing. We'll be able to use vibrational therapies to heal ourselves 100%, to get our oscillations to, like our vibration, to be at optimum, at maximum. So it's like disease is an organ or a certain part of your body system functioning out of harmony of your whole system. And so as you retune it, it brings it out of dis-ease and back into harmony. And let's even get out of the word harmony, because it has harm in it. So another word magic. It's like insane how much word magic there is in our world. So let's get into balance. So back into balance, back into functionality. So the next vibration is a high A, and this is your pineal. So the next vibration, the next note is for the crown, and the crown is the top of your head. You will feel the top of your head. If you do this one really, really nice, you'll feel the top of your head down to your feet vibrate, which is really nice. It's kind of like you're merging everything. You're getting everything vibrating, and so it's a high E. And they say that the E is also the sound of Christ consciousness. It clears water. It balances space. It's a very powerful note, and I find it to be very amazing. Vibration. It's like the heart. All of them are amazing vibrations. Like, don't get me wrong, all of them. But some are like more efficient for certain things, like the awe expansion. Sitting and just doing awe for an hour or something like that will really expand your magnetic field, your consciousness, your ability to function in this world. Like astronomically, it's amazing. And the E does that too. E is a really big clearer, a clearing vibration. It really helps with letting go of old conditioning and any kind of stuff that's limiting our function, because it's like, who wants to be limited in their function? Anyone? Do I have any takers about who wants to truly be limited in their function? There's not going to be a single being that actually would step up to that, and though, well, maybe, but they would be like totally insane. I guess it's possible someone would choose that, but that's through insanity. It's through not knowing. It's not like any being insane that's actually sane would choose to be limited in their function. Okay, and so the note is a high E. So that's the scale from the root to the crown. I just did a single note each one. Now I'm going to do 3 notes for each chakra, starting at the root all the way to the crown, and then from the crown, silence all the way down. Okay, so I'm going to stand up for a quick second. I'm going to shake up. I'm going to move around. I'm going to get some stimulation of movement of blood and energy, and because stagnation leads to death. The whole idea of sitting for long periods and actually crippling, it cripples your body, and I hope that we don't do it. Dancing is more healing than sitting. But we can use sitting to facilitate certain clearings and certain energy movement patterns, right? But ultimately, we want to live in a state of constant flow and movement, good oscillations, good flow, rather than limiting our movement. Like, the reason why we have bodies is to move them. There's this misconception by especially a lot of like different religious sects and denominations where they say reject the body, reject all this sense perception, reject everything, and just sit and meditate until you reach nirvana, right? Or reach whatever name you want to call enlightenment, right? And I'll tell you, I didn't reach my knowing by sitting still. I remembered who I was by producing oscillations, by producing vibrational therapies, which is not sitting, not being still. It is actually using your divine nature to express your movements, right? So I'm not saying that we don't be still. Like, we are always still. There's a misconception that like you can be moving. I dance all the time, and I'm moving, but I'm still. I hope you understand what I'm saying. Okay, so I'm just going to stand up here. Shake my footsies. Shake them up. Okay, get the blood flowing. Because if you can start to feel your organs or your different body parts restricting blood flow, you're really damming the flow and damning your body in a way. And so it's good to not allow that kind of pattern to be a part of your existence for too long. But it's kind of like doing something that's just really harmful. And it's like, it's not very constructive, if you ask me. I'm a creator, so I understand what's destructive and constructive. Anyway. Many blessings. Please follow along as best as you possibly can. I'm going to put actually this leg, my left leg, got a little bit of electrical flow slowed down because I was obviously pinching a nerve or something, and so my foot kind of went a little numb. And so I'm wearing this like little ion bracelet with this little piece of peridot on it, and so that when I was pushing against it, and it was limiting electrical flow, which is probably not a good idea. Not probably, it is not a good idea. Everything is very simple in this universe. It's all science. And I don't mean like material-based science. I mean like energy-based science. So it's about understanding how energy functions, and then by understanding how energy functions, living from there. If we can all just let go of our pre-programmed idea systems and remember that everything is magnetic fields and energy fields, then we're doing a lot better. And so then when we communicate, rather than be like, hey Joe, you can more like, you can like vibrate to each other. I know I'm stepping out of like comfort zone by even saying that, because a lot have human consciousness that has programmed them to really confine themselves to a material-based existence, thinking that they're just material, rather than realizing that they're the whole scope of everything. And so there was a time when we weren't confined into human consciousness, and we functioned from that place of knowing energy fields and how everything functioned, and understanding the wave, right? Understanding the wave. Understanding the ripple, the pattern of our existence, right? Okay. You can place your hands in any way that you want. I tend to always do first mudra for this. I have no idea 100%. I have to look into that. Maybe it's because of programming, maybe because I just feel like that's what I'm supposed to do. The one thing that I know for a fact that's very, very, very important is to keep your spine straight. Keep your spine straight, because if you're not keeping your spine straight, you're limiting blood flow, and if you're limiting blood flow, that's energy, and if you're limiting energy flow, you're really hampering your potential. And so you want to keep your body totally as straight as possible on your spine, sitting up, so you can have your chest expanded where you're not hunched over. Like, this hunching process limits so much energy. It's very counterproductive. It's the opposite of productive. Productive, counterproductive. Productive, counterproductive. Okay? Creation, destruction. Creation, destruction. Right? So understanding more about our body's function and everything will bring us more to creation, where we're creators functioning from a state of creation rather than a state of destruction. Like planting seeds, going out planting seeds in the garden is a creation, right? Going out and just harvesting and not planting any seeds is destruction. Like, it's okay to harvest. We're allowed to harvest, right? But those seeds must be planted in order to harvest them, right? So it's like, we all have our work to do. We all need to clean our side of the street. If we don't clean our side of the street, then there's another that has to clean your side of the street for you. And that's, it gets there's overbearing sometimes to have the whole weight of the universe on your shoulders. Because it's like, I know that I'm the universe. So since I know I'm the universe, I know that everything is me. And when I know that everything is me, that means I know that everything's my responsibility. And when I know everything is my responsibility, that means I have to do everything I can to facilitate the best function for everyone. For everyone. For everyone, everything. And I can't escape from that. There's no escape from that truth. There's no escape. So that means I'm responsible. So that means I have this burden. And I have to carry that weight as best as I possibly can. If I have more that know that, and they share the weight with me. And then when everyone knows that, there's no weight at all. There's no weight, because everyone is sharing that energy, that conscious creation all the darn time. So there's no weight. It's like smooth sailing. Everything is just beautifully wonderful and just amazing. Okay. So I'm going to get into this. Back straight, deep breaths, diaphragmatic breathing if you're able to. Okay. I will be closing my eyes for this meditation because I like to focus my attention in the area of space that I'm vibrating. I can do it by looking and focusing. It's like literally, that's multitasking. But I would prefer to put that creative potential of my observation in that space too, to cause more movement, to cause more transformation, to be more beneficial. So you can do it either or. It's your choice. One's like a bigger wire of electrical current that helps stimulate more movement. It's up to you. It's like you get to choose how you want to function in your universe. If you want to be functional or unfunctional, or if you want to be constructive or destructive. It's like, ultimately it just comes down to the point is like, how much pain can you handle? Because the movements, if we're destructive, it's painful. It's extremely painful, because that's our natural universal remembering to remind us to say, hey, we're doing things that are silly because we're hurting ourselves. So it's like, when are we going to move our hand off the stove, right? Many blessings.
Beautiful.